Hey y'all, welcome to God, Guns, and Gains, and super excited to be here today to start this podcast. This isn't going to be like what the typical episodes are going to be. Basically, what the format of this podcast is going to be is basically what the title is. One week we're going to talk about God, next week we're going to talk about guns, and the third week we're going to talk about gains. And this week is basically just an introduction that's a little bit more in depth from the video that I posted on Instagram. And just to start off, I'm super excited to be able to be here today to talk about these things and to start this podcast, to get it up and running. It's something that's been on my mind for a while, and I've been fighting that urge to want to do it, and it hit me randomly on a Thursday last week, and it's just like I was listening to this song, and I just got this impression that like, hey, God, Guns, and Gains. So here we go. This is the birth. This is the beginning to this, awesome journey, and hopefully it comes. Hopefully it gets us somewhere. Hopefully it's worthwhile, and it's just not a waste of y'all's time. Have you ever heard of a podcast that had a sponsor from the beginning? Well, look no further, because God, Guns, and Gains has its first sponsor, and we were proudly sponsored by the Iron Court. I know I'm going to get a laugh from y'all about that. The Iron Court is my gym. The Iron Court is where you see Rock Like Brock every day, getting after it, lifting some heavy weights. And the reasoning why the Iron Court is our first sponsor is because the Iron Court is actually going to start selling some merch. I don't know if y'all saw on Instagram a while back, I posted some logos that we had come up with, and we're gonna make some shirts out of them. We're gonna make some flags out of them. We're gonna make some merch, and we're super excited to get that off the ground and get that out there to y'all. There's a lot of people that were out there that had a lot of interest in it, and they're our first sponsors, so we're super excited about that. And also, just to that's kind of what the basis of this podcast is the Iron Court. It started from obviously humble beginnings. It started in October of 2020. It was kind of in the hiatus of COVID. All the gyms were closed down. Literally all that I had was 2 concrete buckets, some dumbbells that my father-in-law let me borrow. They went from 5 pounds to 25 pounds. And running. I would just run all the time, and that's really all I had. And then what happened, we ran into some weights. This person was giving away some weights, and they didn't need them anymore. They were out of the country. They had no need for them, and man, what a blessing that was. The weights that this person had, he had 200-pound plates, 2 sets of 45s, like 3 to 6 sets of 25-pound plates, a bunch of 10-pound plates, 5-pound plates, even some 2.5-pound plates, which is pretty random. And he had a rowing machine, like a plate-loaded like T-bar rowing machine, which was super exciting. And so once we got basically gifted all of these weights, we're like, hey, let's just start a gym in the warehouse. And so we got stuff cleaned up in there. We threw down some gym flooring, and it wasn't the Iron Court yet, but it definitely was the beginning to it. And we just had a simple amount of weights, and being that we had the weights, we bought a barbell, and then after that it turned into buying a power rack, and after that we bought some mirrors. And as rent to be able to stay in my father-in-law's warehouse, we had to paint. And I was like, that's totally fine with me. So before, if you see my videos or posts, the walls are all gray. Before that, it was like this dirty white, like a dirty white color. It wasn't even painted, I don't think. But anyways, we painted all those walls so that it would match the rest of the interior of the warehouse. And we, bought our stay in that gym. And so things just started growing. Built a powerlifting platform, Nearby, there's this mechanic that does all of our cars, and I get oil changes from a lot. And at the time, I'm still trying to do it, but I was trying to learn some Korean, and I had asked him like, oh, how do you say this and how do you do that? And I got a Duolingo app, and I was we're not sponsored by Duolingo, by the way, but got a Duolingo app, and I was trying to learn Korean, and then Squid Game came out, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Maybe I can try and learn a little bit more. But anyways, I go over there and hang out with him a lot, talk to him, and he always had this cable machine in the corner of his shop, and I was like, hey Steve, like, do you use this? Like, do you work out during the day while you're working on cars? And he's like, no, I don't use it at all. Like a long time ago, but I'm too old for that. And he was like, do you want it? And I was like, yes. He's like, yeah, you can have it. And so I was super stoked because I was like, this is literally going to change the atmosphere of the gym. It's like, we have all these free weights, but obviously, your typical commercial gym, they have the cable machine. And so I was like, we got to get that. And so what was nice is the weight stack was super easy to undo and pull that off. And then once that was off, I was able to rent a pallet jack from this place down the street and got that loaded up in a truck and then brought it to the gym. Then cleaned it all up, got all the dust off of it because he really hadn't used it in a really long time. And, another addition. And then just the other day, got a treadmill, an old treadmill, but it works and it gets the job done. So we have all these things that, you would not see in your typical home gym unless, you're bougie and you can buy all that really awesome stuff. We're coming from humble beginnings here, so we try to make it budget friendly. And that's something else that, I'm hoping to be able to share with y'all. Like, how can you build a home gym on a budget? Because I think that's something that's going to be, more prevalent now. It's like people want the convenience of, just being at your home if you have the space to work out. Obviously, I understand if, you have friends that you always work out with, or you like the environment. I love the environment of, certain commercial gyms, and it's really awesome to be there because, a lot of people are, in the gym getting after it, trying to make themselves better, and then you're also with your friends also. But also, people like convenience, and if you have something that you can literally walk to after having a long day of work or whatever you're doing to just, make yourself better, then why not do it? And so that's something that we'll be doing on some of the on one of the episodes on, how do you build your own home gym and how can you do it budget friendly. So anyways, got all this stuff coming into the gym, and I was like super excited, and now I was like, you know what? I want to create a name for this. And so I was like trying to figure out ways to do that. And it's like, we called it the Iron Court because the area where we live is in a court. And so I was like, let's call it the Iron Court. And it's like, because we lift iron in here. And then I was thinking about it. I had gotten a ticket. Me and my wife, Sarah, we were driving from Utah to LA for a wedding. And it was like 3 a.m. I was going like 95 miles an hour because I was just, wanting to get there fast. And boom, cop pulled me over. And guess where it was? Iron County in Utah. The most randomest place to get a speeding ticket, but Iron County. And I was like, you know what? Iron Court, Iron County, the Iron County Court. And so I was like, Iron Court, how about this? Anytime that you enter the gym, it's Judgment Day. And there's more to that than just, because, it's a court, but, it's Judgment Day every time you go in the gym. And it's not because of others that are around you, but it's between you and yourself. And that's something that I like to look at, often is like, have this type of, inner reflection and introspection of, how can I be better? What can I do to better my life? And I feel like there are things in the gym that help you to gain that better discipline, that focus, that better determination to make yourself better. And I feel like if you can gain the discipline to get after it in the gym, you'll have that same discipline to get after it in any other aspect of your life. And so that's kind of, the mantra that we have in the Iron Court now. Every day is Judgment Day. And so, to make a short story of, having his first sponsor to a longer one. The reasoning behind this merch is so that, anywhere you go, the iron cord is also there. And you know that while you're wearing that shirt, or while you're wearing whatever type of merch that, that we'll be having, is Judgment Day. And that there's a meaning behind that. And that you're trying to make yourself better. And that you're trying to, surround yourself around others who are trying to be better as well. And so I'm super excited to be able to be releasing that, and to have my gym sponsor this podcast. And so it's going to be pretty awesome. So it didn't all start with the iron cord. Obviously, we got these weights, we got, all this equipment, and, we're doing that on a budget, but I don't think I would have wanted to start a gym if it weren't for Rock Like Brock. I know. I'm just another fitness account trying to, show off my muscles and have an excuse like, oh no, it's my fitness account. I'm doing it for my fitness account. But that's kind of how it was when it began. I started Rock Like Brock back in 2019. And I was working out with my buddies Crookie and George at the time. We would always go to the University of Vasa in Orem. And we were just talking one day, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a fitness page, because there were some other people in the gym that had fitness pages, and I was like, I'm gonna make a fitness page to make fun of them. Because they're always posting this stuff of oh, look how strong I am, and look what I'm doing, look at these supplements I'm taking, use my code to get 20% off. And I was like, what? Not to poke fun, but just to kind of, make fun of the fitness industry in general with, all these fitness influencers. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this page, I'm gonna, post some jokes and whatnot. But after a while, it kind of started getting more serious for me. Like, I was making all these posts, and then, out of the blue, Bucked Up Supplements, reposted something that I had done. Then FitCon had reposted something that I had done. And then, literally, super random, I was cooking some food, and I put some Louisiana hot sauce on my food. And I was like, guys, if you want the gains, use Louisiana hot sauce. And obviously, I had said it in a more funny manner, and Louisiana hot sauce, the company just ate that up, and they loved that, and they're like, hey man, give us your address, we want to send you some stuff. And I was like, all right, people are actually starting to like this page and like this, the content that I have. And on this page, I only have a little over 300 followers. It's not something that's huge, but it's something that I really enjoy to do. Is here's a page where I can, one, joke around and make people laugh, but at the same time, motivate others to want to go to a gym where they might think that, other people are judging them or something like that. And that's just something that I kind of wanted to, I guess, expand on. I wanted to be able to create an environment where, what? We all do funny stuff, we all do, dumb stuff, but we're all trying to get ourselves better. And that's just kind of what Rock Like Brock is about. There are all these people are saying yeah, man, if you eat this, this, and that, then you get all these cool gains. But sometimes that's not perfect for all people. And if you go to my page and you look at the highlights, I have food, and I'm cooking all this stuff and explaining how it helps out or whatever. It's obviously a lie. It's just a joke, but that's just something that I was trying to do, is just create a funny environment that made people more comfortable with wanting to go to the gym, motivate you to to make yourself better. And so as I was going on, I think I've had Rock Like Brock for about three years now. Because I'm not too sure when in 2019 that I had started it. I don't know if it was the end of it or the beginning. I don't know, but it's 3 years, a little over 3 years. But ever since then, I'm a Bucked Up ambassador. I post a lot. I'm telling you, hey, use code GetBrock20 for 20% off of supplements at Bucked Up. I'm one of those guys now where I'm posting this stuff, but I'm posting it because I actually like these these supplements. I actually like the stuff that they provide. And it's okay, I can see why people do all these crazy posts, get people to use their discount codes. And I'm not trying to be that overbearing person that does that, but if someone wants to use my discount code, good for you. It's like, I'm glad that you're supporting. But so it started becoming a little bit more serious, like with all the stuff that I was doing with the page, and because of the motivation that I gained from creating Rock Like Brock, it also transferred over to making a name for the gym that we built in this warehouse. It's literally on the other side of this wall. Again, courtesy of my father-in-law, he let me use this little office here to use as my podcasting studio. Maybe we'll get like a nice little flag or some like little backdrop right here or something. It won't be nails. Just like, but just like a nice little backdrop, and make this like room a little bit cozier. But you tell me, would you rather me be in a typical studio office like this, or would you rather it be in the gym? So let me know what you think. Anyways, Rock Like Brock is what helped me want to create a name for a gym that was just in a warehouse. I was like, who names their warehouse gym, or their garage gym? I was like, let's create a name for it. Let's have a following behind it, but let's use that following through Rock Like Brock, and let's promote it. And then it soon came to a point to where I was like, you know what? I want a logo. I want to have my own flag. Like, I was putting flags up in the gym, and I was like, you know what? I want something that represents this gym, and I want that to be represented throughout the world, if that's possible. But yeah, so I'm super excited with all the things that have been going on with the gym, the things that we're doing in there, the people that work out with me. There's been a few people that have been working out with me throughout the the time since this has started up until now, and we've been seeing a lot of awesome results, and we're getting after it. And it's all about creating goals, and that's kind of something that I'm pretty passionate about. Like, yeah, I try to create goals. Sometimes I don't always accomplish them, and I feel like that's a typical problem that people have. Is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna drink 20 gallons of water a day, and then I'm gonna get 50,000 steps, and I'm gonna do this and this and that. And it's like, but why? Why do you want to drink those 20 gallons of water? Why do you want to get these 50,000 steps? And why do you want to do all these things? That isn't actual goals. That's just, I mean, yeah, they're goals, but there is a overarching reason to why you're setting those goals. Like, why do you want to get 50,000 steps a day? That's pretty crazy, by the way, but kudos to those that do that on a daily. But why do you want to do 50,000 steps? Why do you want to, go to the gym every day? Why do you want to, read more? There has to be an overarching reason for that. And if you can understand that, then that's where your goals start to become more attainable, more achievable. And that's when you start to see better results. And so it's like, why do I want to lose 15 pounds? Why do I want to lose weight? If I want to lose weight, cut off an arm. But why do you really want to lose weight? Is it because this other person doesn't like the way that you look? Or is it because when you look in the mirror, you're like, man, I look horrible? But then again, why do you think that looks horrible? And I feel like once you truly understand the why, that end in mind, you can accomplish anything. And that's something that I try to, I guess, to emanate in the Iron Court. As of right now, there's only one other guy that's working out with me. His name's Jonathan. And I was like, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do it that way? What are your reasons for that? And it's really changed his perspective on how he, attacks the weight, on the way that he comes towards what it actually means to work out. It's not just something like you get in and get out, you get a crazy sweat. It's something more therapeutic than that. And so I feel like it's super important, to kind of understand those things. And when you understand what the end in mind is, you'll have more effective goals. And so that's something that I'm trying to, attain just through this podcast. There are some overarching reasons why I want to understand this podcast. Here, for example, one of the reasons why it's called God, Guns, and Games. I haven't been reading my scriptures a lot. I haven't been, doing the things that I should be doing as a Christian, that I should be doing on a daily. And I feel like, well, if I'm going to be talking about God on this podcast, I better get myself super knowledgeable on the things that I need to do, which will require me to read my scriptures. And by reading them, I mean studying them, to really study them, to really understand, why do I believe in this? And what does believe in this, turn into? And so that's one reason about that. Then guns and games, like, I'm going to talk about it. I better sure live it as well. And so this podcast is an overarching way for me to accomplish some of the goals that I have in life, so I can hold myself accountable to it. And I really hope that throughout this journey that we have on this podcast, that you'll be able to, find something worthwhile in this, find something of value, albeit through a gun review, or talking about, a certain exercise or certain workouts, or when we're talking, about a certain chapter in a scripture, or whatever it may be. I hope you can find value in it, and I hope you'll be able to, share that value with someone else. And again, super excited to be able to do this with y'all. I'll be letting you know when we'll be, coming out with more content, and kind of what the schedule's going to look like. As of right now, because I'm just learning about podcasting, it kind of takes a while to actually get your podcasts on a platform. And so as of right now, everything's going to be on YouTube until I am, I guess you could say, verified, or that they have reviewed my account, so that I can be on Spotify, so I can be on Apple Podcasts, so I can be on Google Play Podcasts and all those other platforms. And so for right now, it's going to be on YouTube. And like I said earlier, like the format's going to be, it's going to be God 1 week, guns and gangs. And we're going to be doing those episodes like that. But I want to hear from you. How do you want to see these, these podcasts? Do you want to see it in some kind of mixture of a podcast, all three in one? And it's not to say that, when I have a guest on, which, by the way, we will be having guests on this podcast, which I'm super excited for. But obviously, things are going to come up. We're going to be talking about a gun, or a certain type of workout, or we're going to be talking about, our relationships with God and all that. But it can, expand into something else. Who knows? But I'd like to hear from y'all as to what y'all like to see and how I can be better. Also with that, I say a lot, and I'm trying to get better. In regards to how I convey my message to y'all, and how I can be a better spokesperson. This will be super beneficial to me to be, more, worded. that's how you say it, and how I convey my message. And hopefully that'll help me out in life, in regards to, when I'm at my job and I'm talking to an owner, or I'm, talking to a certain trade partner, that I know how to convey a message that is understanding and actionable. So anyways, thank y'all for tuning in. Once again, we're sponsored by the Iron Court, and we'll catch you on the next